Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica Ward King, the Stigma Crusher here. This week I have been reflecting a lot on hypervigilance about my mental illness. And let me tell you why. Yesterday I was at my therapist's office and he had me do an inventory. It was like one of those standard anxiety and depression inventories where you have to tick the box, you know, almost always, never, kind of, do you have this symptom of anxiety? Do you have this symptom of depression? And I was ticking the boxes and noticed that I had quite a few symptoms of depression and anxiety starting to creep up. And immediately I started to panic. And I started to panic because I thought, oh no, is this my mental illness coming back? Is this my depression coming back? My anxiety coming back? And that's not, I realized, the purpose of the inventory. It was not to make me panic, but that's what it made me do. And the same thing happened to me when I was doing my Wellness Together inventory. I don't know if any of you do that. That's that inventory that the government of Canada started when the pandemic hit. They started this website where they put together a bunch of resources from the community, and they started an inventory of anxiety and depression measures that also measure your daily functioning and kind of work and life functioning. And they linked it to these community resources where you could measure how you're doing throughout every 2 weeks throughout, well, since the pandemic and right up until now. And then at the end you could link you to these community resources. And I've been measuring my functioning ever since then, and I can see on this lovely graph, you can see yourself on all these measures ever since pandemic started. And so I've been doing that, and I just did mine a couple of days ago and noticed the same thing, noticed these measures of anxiety and depression starting to creep up, and again started to panic, thinking, uh-oh, is this my mental illness coming back? And that got me thinking about being hypervigilant about my mental illness and whether that's really a good thing for me or not, whether that makes these inventories helpful or useful for me. And the reason I got thinking about that is because it's kind of like physical health. It's like when you start to get a scratchy throat, and the first thing you do is you start thinking, oh my gosh, am I getting the flu? Am I getting the flu? Oh my gosh. And what do? If the first thing you do is you start thinking, I've got to take better care of myself, that's great. That's a fantastic use of that marker, right? If you think, I'm getting a scratchy throat, I've got to take better care of myself, I've got to take my vitamin C, I've got to keep myself warm, I've got to get better rest. That's a great use of that indicator. But if the first thing you do is you start to panic and you start to think, oh no, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get sick, what am I going to do? And you just start to panic. What does that get you? And that's what it made me do. It made me start to panic. What if I'm getting sick? What am I going to do? And so that's that hypervigilance piece. And I think what the purpose of these inventories was really to make me think more of my mental health, not my mental illness. It was really to kind of indicate to me that, hey, you know, these indicators these are indicators of your mental health, not your mental illness. Your mental health might be slipping. So these indicators of anxiety or depression, they're not actually indicators that your mental illness is going up, but rather indicators that your mental health is going down. Why is that different, you might be asking? What's the difference? What's the significance there? The significance is that if my mental illness is coming back, there's not a lot I can do. I mean, I can go to my psychiatrist, I can change my medication, but that's kind of an extreme reaction. But if my mental health is getting worse, there's a lot that I can do. See, I've been having a pretty intense period of time for these past maybe 4 weeks, this past month, let's say. There's been a lot on my plate. I've been doing an awful lot. Every night after work, there's been something going on. I've been doing extra at work, doing extra hours. My weekends have been super full. I've been, playing taxis for my family. I've been doing an awful lot. There's been a lot on my plate, a lot on my mind, a lot of stress. Everybody knows the price of everything has been going up, so there's been a lot of financial stress. There's been a lot of family stress. There's been a lot of work stress. So anybody in my position would be looking at my life and thinking, wow, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of kind of mental health stress. Mental health has had a lot of reason to be going down in the last month or so. And so looking at that and looking at these indicators, it's like, hey, there's a bit of a wake-up call. There's a little bit of alarm bells there. And these indicators, these little quizzes or tests that I've been doing, they are that alarm bell for me to say, hey, maybe just you need to slow down a little bit. Maybe you need to take some time away. Maybe you need to take some time to relax. Maybe you need to take some time to take care of your mental health. And there's a lot of things that I can be doing to take better care of my mental health. I can be doing more exercise, taking more time at the gym. I can be taking better care of myself in terms of sleep. I can be doing, I've been waking up really early to get into work, to get actually physically into the office. I haven't been going to bed on time, so I can be doing better sleep hygiene. I can be taking more time to socialize with friends. I haven't been doing that because I've been so busy with work stuff and with, extracurricular stuff, but that hasn't been friend related. That's been more like work and kind of extracurricular work type stuff. Board related kind of stuff, and not fun things, let's put it that way. So I could be doing more socializing, which is good for my mental health. I could be doing a lot of stuff that could be taking better care of my mental health. And so doing these kinds of surveys or quizzes or indicators shouldn't be something that's causing me hypervigilance, that's causing me to panic about my mental illness, but should instead be like a wake-up call for my mental health. And so that's what I wanted to kind of reflect on today, is that these indicators, these little quizzes, can be super helpful if you take them the right way. If you take them as indicators about mental health rather than indicators about mental illness. And that's something that I haven't been doing, and that's something that that's why I wanted to flag it, because I wondered if other people have also been doing that for themselves, been taking these quizzes and going, oh my goodness, this means my mental illness is coming back. Because I think that comes with the territory. When you live with a chronic mental illness, you're always waiting for, at least I am, I should speak for myself, I'm always waiting for it to come around the corner, to come back. Because living with this chronic mental illness, even though I'm doing all the right things, I'm still on the ketogenic diet, I'm still taking all of the medications that are currently working for me, I'm still taking the supplements, I'm still doing the light therapy, all of the things that are working for me, that are keeping me well, and I'm still in a period of, even though I'm saying that these indicators are creeping up on me, I'm still in a period of wellness. They're still working for me, but I know that eventually, and usually I get at least a year of wellness in between periods where I'm not well, but eventually there will be a breakthrough of my symptoms and I will become unwell again. That's simply the periodicity of my bipolar disorder. I will have periods where my symptoms will flare up again and I will become unwell again, even if I'm doing all the right things. Now, it's possible with, the ketogenic diet and the medications that I'm on that I'll get longer this time, but eventually I will have breakthrough symptoms. And so I'm always kind of looking around the corner for when is it going to break through again? When are the symptoms going to come back? Because I know that they will. And so that's why I think it's really easy to be hypervigilant and really easy to look for like any indicator, like, is this it coming back? Is this it is this it this time? Is this going to be it this time? And it's easy to be really scared of it, to be terrified, in fact, that this is going to be it coming back. But I can't live that way. I can't live in fear of it coming back. I have to live my life. And just take care of my mental health as best as I can, because that's something I can do. There's nothing I can do about my mental illness coming back. It's a chronic mental illness. It's gonna come back when it's gonna come back, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can just keep doing the diet, keep taking the medication, keep doing the things I can do, and take care of my mental health as best I can. That's something I can do. And so that's what I wanted to reflect on today, is to take these indicators, these quizzes that we take, as indicators of where our mental health is at, rather than indicators of where our mental illness is at. And so take them for what they are, and use them as the tools that they can be, and don't let them scare us. So I hope that this has been helpful to some of you, and take care of yourselves this week, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Stigma Crusher.